going to go right back to the start of using your fingers to play. Let's start with C, G and D. Very basic chords. Okay, we're going to start by the second finger looking after the outside string, the sixth string, the first finger looking after the second string, and the thumb is going to alternate or bounce depending on what chord you're playing. But for now we're going to start with G. And the very first pattern we're going to learn is thumb 1, move your thumb 2. Now, so remember, for now we're going to keep these fingers looking after these outside strings. So it's, you play the thumb, one movement up, your thumb bounces to the G string, that's the third string, then your second finger, so that's thumb, first, thumb, second. Now, so the numbers that we will give to this G chord is 6 and 3 for the thumb. They're your alternating numbers, 6 and 3. For now, remember, these fingers don't move. Now for D, as you know, that starts on the fourth string, the D. So, if you think about it, if these two stay on the outside, the only place that this thumb can move is to the third string. It moves to the third string. So the thumb alternating number, the thumb number for D is 4 and 3. 4, 3 for the thumb. You don't have to remember the numbers for the fingers because they don't move. For the time being, they don't move. They're going to be stuck playing the outside strings. So for D, it's thumb 1, 4, 2, 3, 1. We're talking about which strings. So going back to the start. Thumb 1. For G, the thumb numbers are 6, 3. Good thing to do is not worry about this hand, just worry about the alternating. We're going to be making use of the opposing, it's alternating or opposing thumb method. Then when you imagine you're playing the D, it'll be like this. Now when we play a C, obviously we'll be starting on the fifth string. And again, these fingers are on the outside. Now it could go to 4 or 3. For now we'll do it to 5 and 3. We'll move to the D chord, 4 and 3. Back to G, 6 and 3. Now I'll play those chords together. 6 and 3, D, 4 and 3. Move to the C chord, 5 and 3. Keep practicing that. Now, we talked previously about a thing called thumb strumming. Now, if we just do, if you play that pattern twice in the bar, each note is a half a note, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to make a whole beat of 4. So if for thumb strum we go 1, 2, thumb, then the backward flick, then one pattern of the thumb 1, thumb 2, so you get 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there's a bar or a count of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and change to D, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and let's count that, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1, 2, 3 and... You can hear that breaks the rhythm up more. I'll just play it without counting out loud. They're very basic. A slight variation on that is to instead of doing thumb strumming, thumb, 2, is to play the bouncing notes first. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, now we can have a look at maybe playing the inside ones. That would be playing on the second and the third. All we're doing is moving those two fingers up one string. This one is now looking after the second. The first finger is now looking after the third. Let's have a look, listen to what that one sounds like. Playing on the inside, it might be smarter to go, the thumb number would be 6 and 4, so we're not playing the same ones as the fingers, otherwise we'd be going 6, 3, 3, 2. We're trying to play as many of the strings as we can, so it'll be 6, 3, thumb on the 4th, like that. The C would be 5 and 4. On the D you can't really avoid it. So you would probably say to yourself, well, I probably wouldn't play the inside ones of the D because we would end up playing that same note with the thumb and this first finger, if you can understand that. So sometimes playing those inside strings doesn't make sense. You play the inside strings if you like the sound of it. This is why I say for the start, most chords will sound fine, and for simplicity, so you can concentrate on just getting that thumb one moving. So your fingers don't wander about on these strings, so it's nice and simple. Keep your fingers nice and close, right above those strings. If you get confused about this left hand, don't worry about it at all, just worry about this hand. Try to get the pressure the same, it's just try to not do in big actions like that. Can't keep it. You can see as I'm playing, I've got that next one ready. I've got that next one as the other ones are being played, ready to play. The whole idea is to get it smooth, and then you can get it faster as you get more used to it. Don't rush it, so that one's fast, then your chord change is slow. Better to play slowly but evenly. G, C, and D. Now, let's look at some other common chords. Now, obviously E minor, we start on that bottom note. So the bass notes, the thumb notes for E minor are the same as G. So let's have a look at A minor. That's the same bass notes as C. Let's try listening, playing from A minor to C. You can see, starting from there would sound silly. That A is the root note, the bottom note of A minor, so you better just start there. If you don't know where the thumb notes are, you're better to start with the root note of the chord. In this case, this is an E, so obviously it's the main note in the chord. D, so we've done D, C, D, C, A minor, E minor. Okay. We'll talk briefly about which chords go together. Most of you probably already know this, but the easy way to find out which chords go together is the 1-4-5 method. As you all probably know, in the alphabet, the musical alphabet only goes from A to G and then starts again. And the chords that go together are the first chord, you start with whatever chord you like. Let's say we'll start with C. Then we start from C and we count off 4. Always count the first chord as number 1, C, D, E, F. F, 1, 4 and 5, C, D, E, F and G. Let's have a listen, see if they sound together. Now if you try any melody that sounds good with those chords as they are, now try, we'll start in D. Now start that melody one note higher and we'll see if the 1-4-5 method works. So we start with D. Let's find out what chords go with D. Again, counting D as 1, D, E, F, G, and 5 would be A. Let's have a listen. That's an A7. We won't worry about sevenths for now, but there's D, G, A, and okay. We'll try an E. Let's see which chords go with E. Starting with E. E as 1. E, A, remember. E, F, G, A, and B. So that's E, A, and B. Let's see if they go together. Obviously they all go together. So 1-4-5 is the basis of all country music. We'll play it now, G. Same group of chords, the same distance apart, starting on different chords. You count up 1, 4 and 5. G, G, A, B, C and D. With E, E, F, G, A Let's see if that sounds right. There's your A, that's a B, back to E. Now, 1, 4, 5. There are other ones, but that's a very simple one. If you don't know where to go, try the 1, 4, 5. That's very basic. You'll find that nearly every country song in the world is based on 1, 4, 5. Okay, another slight variation on that picking style is to play all the fingers together by grabbing hold of those strings and pulling them upwards very slightly. And then continue, do one. Partly of that picking pattern we were doing. There's 1, thumb, 1, then thumb 1, thumb 2. So it's all the three of them. 1, thumb, 1. Do it slowly, all of them. 1, thumb 1, then thumb 1, thumb 2. All of them. 1, thumb 1. Slight variations. Don't be afraid to leave gaps in your music. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we'll talk a little bit about this hand. Try as much as you can to have your thumb square, that's pointing not like this, not like that, square, to give as much flexibility on this hand. Keep it as much as you can behind the second fret of wherever you are on that keyboard. A really good exercise you can do to wake up your hands in the morning is to have that thumb behind that second fret and slowly bring it in. Now that's your ideal shape, so that this one, little finger is pointing inwards, that one's pointing inwards, so that you've got a little bit of flexibility either way. And to put one on, all on, and then release them one at a time. Then go up one fret and hold that position just slowly, and then go up one. See, I'm starting on the 3rd fret, but my thumb is on the 4th fret. Now to add to that with the right hand, you can start with just your thumb, or use both fingers alternately. Slowly down the strings. This will help this arch in here and help that. The way to get the strings is not to move the whole hand like that, is to try and get that pivot, to move a pivot on the thumb. The whole idea is the thumb to be the pivot rather than to try to reach around the whole hand. And the more you can move just those fingers without the whole hand moving, the easier you will play. That'll do for now.